Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm with my two good friends. I've got Luke and Jeff in the house. We got Jeff. How you doing, brother?
What's going on,
And
man?
Luke
What's up, man?
from Impakt Marketing, and we're going to dive in and we're going to hear their entrepreneurial journey from just getting it off the ground to where you guys are at today. So I'm excited to have you here, and we're actually in my living room and bust this thing out. So why don't you just start with sharing with us what you were doing before you started Impakt Marketing, and how'd you get to that point?
I'll let you lead that one
You
off.
want me to start? All right. Well, I don't know, if you go back to about 3.5 years ago is when Luke and I originally met. We were both working in a co-working space, and technically speaking, Luke was still a college student and I was just freelancing out on my own. Mm-hmm. And we were collaborating on projects together to work for another agency essentially, and that's how we met. We started to work on projects together. But over a period of time, we realized how well we worked together, and it just clicked one day. Why are we doing work for these guys when we get to be doing it for ourselves? Yeah. So, hence the birth of Impakt, and that was, the day that we were like, all right, let's go all in, and you spend, you put in $500 and I'll put in $500. We'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and I think where we were from on the East Coast, it was a little bit behind the times as far as media and how people told their stories. So the agencies that were in our town and the surrounding area around Pittsburgh and Baltimore and all that, it was a lot of traditional media. And I was a film producer. He was a graphic and web designer, and we both kind of grew our presence through social media and digital marketing. Well, there was nobody doing that around. Yeah. So that was why we decided, hey, let's literally pack up one night, throw everything that we have in the bed of my truck and in the back of his SUV, and we found this closet-sized office space and just abandoned ship and said, we're doing our own thing, and just never really looked back. So
now, was that something that you guys had like in the back of your mind as kids, like you always wanted to do your own thing, or was it just like you guys, once you met and said, you know what, we could do this on our own? Or
I think those are two very different stories.
Yeah, well, I'll start off for myself. I mean, I've always been a creative. It's all I've ever done for 27 years. So I always had this dream of having my own studio, and that really kind of goes back to when I really did a lot more photography than anything else. So it was just always kind of a dream to be, self-employed and have my own creative space. Okay. It just so happened that I was fortunate enough to find a really good business partner to partner up with and go after that dream.
Yeah.
And then, so as far as when you started Impakt, what was the original vision? How did you, what's the problem that you were solving, and what did you decide that you're going to deliver for products and services?
I think the original vision, we've grown it into a digital ad agency. I think our original vision was we were two guys that were going to continue doing what we were already doing, me video, him graphic and web, but we were going to combine and offer it as kind of a small shop, two guys. You can get both web, video, graphics here with us. Yeah. And we realized that, video being for TV commercials, which was very popular when we first started, was kind of going by the wayside. And we started to see the importance of storytelling and content marketing. And then we realized that, we couldn't do this all on our own. We need some help and some assistance. So it started off with that, and hey, let's grow this thing. And Jeff and I've kind of fast forward, we've started focusing less on the creative and more on building the business, and we've surrounded ourselves with really talented creatives that kind of step into, I no longer do video. Yeah. Jeff no longer does graphic and web at the scale he did anymore. So we're still doing what we originally kind of envisioned with content creation and storytelling, but now we're really trying to build the business.
Cool. And so what's your team size up to?
Oh gosh, well, there's 11 of us on payroll right now, Luke and I included, and we have 3 intern sessions a year. Okay. We're in the summer session and we have 5 interns. So at any given time there can be about 15, 16 people floating around.
Wow.
Doesn't count the clients that come in and out all the time.
Gotcha. And what's your strategy on the intern side? How do you find them and how do you vet them?
So I went to we live and operate our business out of a big college town. Yeah. It's West Virginia University, the home of the Mountaineers, and that's where I graduated from. And I saw that as we need help, and we can't handle some of the workload. And these college students understand it enough to where we can bring them under our wing, and groom them and help us with some of the workload. So I contacted, some of my old professors and said, hey, would you be interested in sending some of your rock star students to us And the very first intern group that we brought in, we still have one of them as our employee, and she's probably one of our best employees. And we've just kind of kept rinsing and repeating. Nice. It's gotten to a point now to where we, on a daily basis, we'll get anywhere from 3 to 10 different emails from students asking us, hey, is there anything available? Because we've gotten this reputation of we're there all the time. People know my face when I'm on campus because we're bringing in students, and they get to do actual client work instead of just going and getting coffee and scanning business cards and things like that. So we've gotten a pretty good reputation, and it's helped us a lot too.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a good lean way to grow and bring people on. So you reach out to the professors. Do you do any other advertising, or just through that grassroots?
We have never done any advertising. It's all been word of mouth, you know, doing good work and doing our best to take care of our clients and, you know, getting referrals. And we're in 3 different B&I chapters in our town, so that really helps out a lot. That's about 50 people, 60 people alone between 3 chapters that we can communicate with easily on a weekly basis.
I think our advertising has been, it's been a lot of what we do as far as we push our content out on social media, but we also built a large following locally, which helped us then go national with events. So we would have an event called the Business Marketing Cocktail. We'd bring people in. It'd be kind of a cocktail and networking event, but then I would do a keynote on social media, and it got a really good reputation. And it took us from, you know, at the time, a 21-year-old kid that nobody knew, and, you know, and a guy that's not from West Virginia that nobody knew, to
23-year-old guy.
Exactly, 23-year-old guy.
23 years older.
Exactly.
Not quite.
And then now everybody in that town, when they think of social media, they think of us. And it came from, we dominated that space of digital marketing. You don't need to go to these agencies that have been around for, you know, 30, 40 years. It's us who's been, you know, we're less than 4 years old.
So for someone that's, you know, that has a business, maybe that they're working heavily in the local market, but they want to get to national, what would be your tips? You know, how did you guys break into the national market and get into higher price points, higher level clients, higher revenues?
I think two sides. One is building those relationships. So it's how we met you, going to events, and building those relationships with those folks. You grab a business card from somebody, don't forget about it. Contact them, build that relationship, and we've done a lot of that. But I think it's what we do for our clients. It's targeted marketing. I mean, if you want to work with, you know, car dealerships, and you're in Pittsburgh and you want to work with car dealerships around the country, well, you have the technology and the resources now to target those folks. So I think a little bit of both. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and one of the big things that we've done too is to actually go to events outside of the state, because I've lived all around the country and I've been exposed to an awful lot. Luke has not had that opportunity yet, so I've always been very big about, we need to leave the area to just, you know, get away and plan and expose ourselves to different things. And, you know, it all started, you know, I think a year into it, we decided to go to South by Southwest, and that was our very first, you know, big event that we went to just kind of be exposed, and we really got into it. So one thing led to another, you know, Thrive, where we met you in person, and just continue to do that to build relationships.
And then, so with you guys, what would you say has been your biggest challenge that you overcame in the business? I know there's no shortage of challenges.
That's what I've realized pretty quick. It's like everywhere you turn, there's small challenges and big challenges. But I think the biggest challenge is one that we've kind of gone through here recently, and it's the pivot in what we're doing as a company, to where when you first get started, you pretty much have to work with anybody and everybody just to keep you alive. You have to bring on any client you can get, and then once you scale it and build it like we have, we've put ourselves in a position to where we no longer want to be that VaynerMedia style agency to where it's just tons and tons and tons of employees doing client work. We work with larger scale clients, and we have a training product now. It's an on-demand video product that people can then watch and learn how to do this on their own. So before that was, if you would ask us that a year and a half, 2 years ago, that never would even been in the picture.
It wasn't on the radar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it sounds like, so for you guys, you have some larger, like more higher level clients, and then and that's like to feed the business, and then from there building out that product to then create more cash flow. What would you say would be just the ideal scenario where what would be your mix of clients, and then what are you looking to do with this new product?
Well, I think what we're really focused on now is continuing to build out our Launchpad product, so we can dial that in and offer that to a specific audience.
Okay.
That is really kind of geared towards more smaller business, because we've realized what we're really good at is the larger campaigns that are focused on the larger clients. So I think ultimately our goal is to really dial that product in so that can just be our, recurring revenue every single month, so we don't have to worry about always constantly, you finish a project, you got to bring another one in.
And it also
That's been a
allows
big
the
hurdle.
smaller businesses to have, that's what's unique about this product, is there is no agency that is out there teaching you how to do what they're doing for bigger businesses. So those smaller businesses, while they won't necessarily work with us, they can learn exactly what we do for some larger name clients. It allows us to work with those larger clients, teach the small business owner how to do what we did for them, and it kind of plays off of one another.
And you guys just did some stuff with MotoCross, was it? So tell us about how'd you get that big account, and what'd you do for them?
That's Luke's dream.
Yeah,
I'll
so I found out here recently through a few other entrepreneur friends that we're both motocross fans, and I grew up I live in the hometown where Racer X, the largest motocross publication in the world, is out of. It's in Morgantown, West Virginia. A lot of people don't know that. So I grew up racing BMX and wanting to be in the motocross industry, and I literally begged these people for a job from the time I was like 15. So they knew me as that guy that just wouldn't go away. They sponsored me to race BMX for a little while so I could stay in contact with them. I ended up not ever working for them. Not long ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to call these people and let them know that I can help them, and Impakt can help them sell more tickets to their races. I need 10 minutes of your time to sit down with them. Well, I showed them in 10 minutes that we could do more than television, radio, newspaper combined. And they said, all right. And they kind of gave me a shot as like that annoying kid that would never go away. And long story short, we almost doubled their attendance at the first race that we had. So then they was like, all right, well, this guy actually is pretty good at what he does. So it was a lot of pressure on me. I was like looking over the shoulder of everybody, and they completely came through and knocked it out of the ballpark. So, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there.
That's huge. So, I mean, what I love about that is it's like identifying that ideal client, going in, being persistent, adding value first in that conversation with the strategy, and then over delivering. Now you've got them as a client. It sounds like it's leading to other big clients. And then what I love is that you're taking all the knowledge that you're learning, and then you're breaking that down for the smaller businesses that can't afford, a 5-figure investment to have you guys do their site and do their ads. So what would you say is the best way to get in touch with you guys, or for someone that they have a business, they need more leads, their pain point is they don't know how to put all the moving parts together, and if Launchpad would be a good fit for them, what would be the best way for them to get in touch with you guys?
Well, as always, they can go to our website, which is thinkimpt.com. That's THINKIMPAKT.com. Or they can catch us online on Facebook, on our Facebook page, or we have our new product, marketinglaunchpad.pro, that we've launched here, and that'll tell you all about the product that we're really pushing and we're really confident on and excited about building.
And we have, we had spoke about I do a lot of free strategy sessions with folks that maybe just need someone to look at their page and say, hey, what am I doing wrong? Or take a look at their ads, or even their website and just their marketing campaign in general. And they can do that at lukesphonecalendar.com. They book a free 30-minute call with me. I hop on a call and kind of walk them through what we do.
That's huge. That's super generous. And what was the link again?
It's lukesphonecalendar.com.
lukesphonecalendar.com. Well, I just want to thank you guys for coming out here today.
Thanks a lot.
And then I'm excited to drill down and work on Launchpad. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on the next session. Be sure to take Luke up on, hopping on for a complimentary strategy session, and then also check out the Launchpad. If you're spinning your wheels and you're stuck, that there's people that can help you, just like these guys. So we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
All right, see ya.